Hey, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to give you 5 ways to be creative in your journal. But first I'm going to talk about what it means to be creative and how it helps you. What it means to be creative is to be in a state of creativity or have the quality of being creative. I've done a little bit of research and I've looked up the creative power of like what it does to your mind and how it helps you, and you should do the work too and find the studies because I found them very interesting, and I don't want to like plagiarize any of them, even though they say it so much better than I could. But basically when you're creative, you're giving the other side of your mind a break and you're able to process things a lot quicker, you're happier, you have a clearer state of mind, and creativity does not mean artistic. So don't shy away from, well, I'm not a very creative person. I hear people say that all the time, and that's not true. You are creative. Like maybe you're creative in the kitchen, maybe you are a creative dancer, maybe you are artistic and you do art, but there are so many other ways to be creative. It does not have to be art specifically. So please keep that in mind. You are a creative person. We were made to create things, and I think that it's really important that you acknowledge that side of yourself because it's going to help you through so many things. I know for me, if I'm starting to feel depressed, if I go and I paint a picture or I do some creative writing or something like that, then I'm able to snap myself out of going too deep into a depressive state. And if you are a very creative person and you don't spend a lot of time analyzing your life, give your brain a little bit of a break from creativity and be a little more analytical. Maybe do a Sudoku puzzle or a crossword puzzle, or do something so that you can give your creative side a break, because you need to have a harmony between the sides. You can't just be go, 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 go on one aspect and completely neglect the other side. You need to have that harmony and balance so that you have wholeness of mind. And this is my opinion. I'm not a licensed professional, but anyway, I feel like I need to say that. All right, so neuroscience and cognitive science have found a direct link between creativity and intelligence in the following areas. So academic, social, and emotional success. For example, conceptual thinking, judgment, problem solving, and communication. I don't have much time, so really quick, I'm going to give you 5 ways that you can be creative in your journal that don't necessarily revolve around art, because art is one way to be creative, but there are many, many, many others. And I hope that you get that from this video, that you don't have to be artistic to be creative. Number 1, write a story or a poem in your journal. You can doodle, you can paint, you can draw, doodle, or paint in your journal, and you don't even have to be artistic to do that. Everyone knows how to doodle. You can do like Zen doodle, you can do any kind of doodle. Just anything that you do kind of like automatically and you don't have to think about. That's the kind of doodling I'm talking about. Give yourself permission not to be good at something. It's okay. One of my favorite things to do is to write my day as if it were a scene in a movie and put in as much detail, but seriously write it as if it were a scene in a movie rather than your own personal perspective. And it's a super cool way to write in your journal, and I really enjoy doing it. So I would recommend that. Write dialogue. So let's say you overhear a conversation and write it down, write dialogue. So, Sam said, Sam, and then have his dialogue, and then, Dean, and then have his dialogue. So just write down dialogue, and that's fun and creative too. You can make it up, or it can be something you overheard, or whatever, but be creative with it and have fun with it. So use what if writing prompts and just use your imagination with that, because the sky's the limit. And who knows, you might come up with, your next dream and goal that you want to achieve. So that is 5 things that you can do to be creative in your journal. Gave you 5 of my favorites. I hope that you like them. I want to say thank you guys so much for joining me. I have one more video in this particular series. I have some other videos that I want to do as well. I've been asked a couple of times to do a video on money, and I don't mind talking about that, but I do feel like in order for you to understand how I handle, my bill paying, because it's basically they want to know, painless bill paying. And I feel like in order for you to understand where I'm coming from, you need to know where I've been. So I feel like I should do like a preface video so that you know like my story and can understand, why I do what I do and what motivates me. So if you would like to have that video, then leave a comment down below and let me know that you would like to have the preface so that you understand where I'm coming from and so that it makes more sense. If you don't care about that, then just say no, just do the video on painless bill paying, and I'll be happy to do it either way. But I don't know, for me, I was like, oh, if somebody was going to tell me how to pay my bills, I want to know how they got to where they got, or at least how they think about money. I don't want to just be like, okay, I'll do it their way because, whatever. But anyway, if any of that made sense to you at all, leave a comment down below. I will be happy to read it, and I'll do whatever it is you guys want to hear. And with that, I'm going to say bye-bye, and I hope you have a great day.